Hi, and welcome to a products review and teardown video. Now this is the TR605 portable multi-band radio supporting FM, medium wave and shortwave. Also has a LED torch on it. Now this is from the company, I'm going to pronounce it as Retekiss. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, so apologies. So you get the radio, and inside the box as well you just get some basic things. You've got a lanyard, simple instruction manual and a USB charging cable. So yes, this charges off USB. It has a 18650 cell inside, rated at is 1200 milliamp hours, so not super powerful, but powerful enough for listening to radio for a decent amount of time. And if you want to change the cell to your own, you can of course do so. I like the packaging as well. I'm a big fan of this kind of more basic style packaging rather than companies making it all glossy and whatnot, and I don't think that's very environmentally friendly. This is so much better, just a plain cardboard box, some black text on it. I like the idea, brilliant. So this is the radio. So as you can see here, model number TR605. The bottom we've got our switch to go between FM, medium wave and shortwave. So this is quite a sort of old style basic radio, if you know what I mean. No sort of digitalness to it at all, which can be nice sometimes to have something a bit more basic. So speaker grill there, tuning knob on the side. We have the volume and on and off switch. We also have a headphone socket, a status light and our micro USB charging input there. On the back we have our battery cover to get to our 18650 cell, and of course our telescopic aerial. And like I said, we do have a torch, so if we pop that on we can see it gives a reasonable amount of light, could be useful in certain circumstances. So we've got that. And yeah, so let's turn it on and see if we can pick up anything. Now this flat is terrible for signal, but I think we might be able to get something hopefully on one of the frequencies. Try medium wave.
It was very scary.
There we are, so at least that won't get cut by the copyright on YouTube.
I've never had to experience anything like this, and my partner even said to me, welcome to his world.
Quite good volume.
Watch the video back because my heart just hurt.
Battery life, I haven't been able to tell with that because quite clearly I've left this running for over 24 hours with the radio at a low volume and it was still playing, and yeah, so I think battery life on the radio is pretty good. On the torch you're looking about an hour and a half before it decides to start dimming down. I have found that if you leave the torch on, I left it for 24 hours and it was still on, very low, but it was still on, which makes me think that this may not have any sort of over discharge protection for the lithium cell, which is slightly disappointing, but there we are. Now then, the company has also said please take it apart, so we shall. Now the build quality from the outside is pretty good. I mean, you can give this a good old twist and it doesn't really want to twist. It's pretty strong, so I'm quite impressed with that so far. So let's grab ourselves a screwdriver and we'll take some of these screws out and see how easily it comes apart for starters. Is it going to have 101 clips everywhere? Hopefully not, but you never know. So take those two screws out and I will throw one on the floor at the same time because, you know. Okay, so two screws out. We'll remove the 18650 cell. Like I say, you can put your own in if you want to, and yeah, 1200 milliamp hours rated for that cell. And I think we've got a screw down here, and we have. I haven't quite got the right screwdriver for this, but it should be okay. Right, that one's a smaller one, so take note of that if you are taking one of these apart. So, do we have to take off anything else? Now, we have got the aerial up here. I'm going to go and say we're going to take this one out, as that might still be holding the case together. or I'll probably find it's got a nut on the end, which it might well have actually. Yeah, not too... Oh, hang about. Here we go. Look. Hidden screw behind the aerial. Nicely they've done that in black so it matches the case, which is good. Okay. Aha. It seems to be coming apart in sections. Does this come off that? You can certainly tell it's a better build quality because it's a bit difficult to get apart this one. Now we are trapped around something to do with this end. Oh, there we go. A bit of force and that's off. So we've got the wires soldered directly on, as we can see here, for the battery. And yeah, the aerial did have, I think it did have a nut on the end of it somewhere, so I have to try and find that. Or is this threaded? Oh yeah, that bit's threaded, so that's fine, so we can pop that back on. So that's our antenna. We have the wires going over here from the board to the speaker. It's quite a nice little flat speaker. And then I presume this is going to be our charging circuitry down here. If this will come apart any further or go back together again, who knows. Hopefully. Let's have a look here. So here's going to be our wires coming from our coil for the tuning. Sorry. So let's pop these couple of screws out. Seems reasonably good so far. I am seeing a bit of flux residue on the PCB around here. Not too bad. I'm guessing just some of the joints that were most likely hand soldered afterwards. So let's see if this will lift out or not. These ones with these little coils in, I do, oh dear, yeah, I don't want to break it if I can help it. Okay, that comes up there. And I think we can get that more or less over. So on the underside, nothing, no, it's just single-sided board pretty much. Just got our switches, and there's a little capacitor down there in the corner. Say speaker down the bottom. That seems to be one of those clear film speakers. Like I say, it seems to perform okay. Reasonably happy with that. Got a separate little PCB down here for the light there, for the LED. So that's nice to see. And then what have we got on here? Chip wires. The numbers are on. Let me just go and get a magnifying glass and we'll have a look, see what those chips are. Okay, let's just see if I can see anything on here. We have got a, looks like an 80020 down there. KT0936 MF8, so I'm guessing that's going to be our main amplifier chip. And there's another one down there, 24CO2, not quite sure what that was doing. What I'm interested in is this charge circuitry, so I want to see if there's any way I can get this out without destroying everything. So there's a couple screws down here, so I'm going to pop those out and see if that assembly will come out. Yeah, since they wanted me to take it apart, they could have given me some instructions. Now that would defeat the point. So, will this whole thing slide out? It will, but I think the cogs are going to come out with it. Come on. Right, I don't think that one's going to play ball, unfortunately. Now, looking at this board, it does look like it may be single-sided to me. Let's have a look, see what things are. Volume ground, SP plus SP, VDD, VCC. And we'll see just our potentiometer on there. I don't see any kind of circuitry for preventing over discharge. It does seem to, it does cut off when it charges up, so I certainly think it's got some kind of circuitry. One of these chips is doing something, but yeah, I just wasn't too happy about the fact that when you left the torch on, the flashlight on, it would just continue to drain the battery right down, which was a shame. Now, ideally, I would like to get this back together again. So yeah, definitely it's got some kind of charging chip, but maybe not the best. Now, this is why I'm very much regretting trying to take this apart already. Okay, let's see, how's that doing? Right, I think we've got that in. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Oh, come here, screw. So overall, reasonably well built inside. So I can't see any major issues at all. Seems quite a nice layout, if a little bit awkward to get apart, but the whole purpose is not to be taking apart your radio, rather than using it and making good use of it. So let me pop this back together again and we will sum up. Okay, I've got that one all back together now. That was a little bit awkward. I had to do a little wiring rejob on it. Unfortunately, one of the wires snapped off from the battery, so I got that one soldered on, and then the other wire snapped off. So I then had to go and check through the video to make sure I got them back in the right location. So yeah, you can take it apart and get it back together again. You've got to be very careful of the cables inside. If you get them trapped if they're not routed perfectly, they easily get trapped when you try and close the case, and you've got to open it up and go through the whole rigmarole again. So there we are. That is a review and teardown of the TR605 by Retekiss. Now, they have kindly set up a 10% discount code for you guys. Links to that is in the description below, and you can purchase this from their Amazon store for the sum of £19.99. That's UK British pounds. And yeah, you can get 10% off that price as well with the discount code listed below. So thank you very much guys for watching this video. I hope this has been interesting and informative. And if you would like more videos like this, please do give it a big thumbs up. And a big thanks once again to Retekiss for supplying this radio for review. I'll see you soon for the next one. Cheers.